Hi, I'm Simon Farmer. I run the business called Gust Guitars, which I established in 1994, so I've been running it for over 20 years now. I make carbon fibre composite guitars, so they're composite being a combination of carbon fibre and tone wood. So in my case, I use different sorts of wood, but mainly cedar, lightweight tone woods, which I combine with carbon fibre to create really resonant, strong instruments. So the carbon fibre is effectively a shell which covers the whole instrument, and the wood creates the core of the instrument, creating this composite, so you have the combination. So the G3 is a model which encompasses baritone through to 6-string basses. It's got this sort of two tube horn arrangement with the carbon fibre composite body. In the case of the baritone, they're built for Ben. It's got a 30-inch scale length, and this is 6-string, which is tuned with a low B flat. I also have a G1 design, which is my main guitar design, which I can do in baritone as well, and 7-string variations. Sometimes I create those as MIDI guitars, but they all use the same type of construction, so this composite construction of carbon fibre over cedar. This G3 model I first brought out in about '96, so it's almost as old as my business. So I created the G1 guitar model first, and then the G3 a few years later, basically. First with a 4-string bass, then a 5-string, and then later the baritone model that you can see here. It's all completely handmade, so the body's all handmade, all the hardware, the electrics, the pickups, everything's handmade for it. So in this configuration, we've got twin humbucking pickups. Ben's also got piezo pickups in the bridge here, Graphic piezos. So you can combine the sound of piezo electronics with the magnetic pickups. You've got 2 stacked volume controls to do that, and a rotary switch, which isn't fitted yet, which controls the pickups. This is a complete custom build for Ben, a double N baritone featuring his double N logo. I've also sprayed the fingerboard in with the body, so the whole thing is this Arctic white colour with a blue flake, which comes alive when you get lighting onto it, really. Stage lighting or bright halogens just bring the sparkle out. It's got the silver carbon fibre inlays that I use on some other models as well, which are fibre construction, so they're inset into the fingerboard. So everything is created specifically for this guitar. All the hardware, the pickups, the electrics, it's all hand turned on my lathe. I've got a nice old 1968 Colchester Chipmaster lathe, and just an old school kind of metalwork style. I hand turn the components. Also got a milling machine as well, so I can create a bridge plate. But everything is done for each instrument, because it will depend on string heights and action and things like that as to the actual dimensions of some of the components. And I can also vary the string spacing as well, as everything is handmade for it. All these parts are aircraft grade aluminium, and in this case they've been chrome plated, which is a 3-stage process. You've got copper, nickel and chrome built up in layers over the polished metal. Sometimes I also use gold plated components or a satin finish, so the variations you can have with the metal finishing. But nearly all the parts are either aircraft grade aluminium or the tubing's brass tubing I use for the pickups. The pickups themselves are, again, a part which I make in-house. So they're a bar magnet design with a coil set around it, which is then slid into the tube. And the beauty of this design is that I can vary it to suit different needs. So I can use different coil windings, different magnets to create different types of pickups for different situations. Here we've got Alnico 5 magnets with quite a healthy 42 gauge wire coil, which will give some quite powerful humbuckers, which can be controlled via a rotary switch, but that will give 6 different sounds, ranging from humbucker, bridge and neck, to combine sounds, so you can create those kind of hollow single coil sounds as well. So the core of this instrument is a combination of cedar and poplar. It's got a poplar or basswood central section with cedar wings to it, and a cedar neck section, and all that's underneath several layers of carbon fibre, which is all done in a mould. So I use proprietary moulds which I create for each instrument, and the carbon fibre is laid into that. First I create a shell by a process called infusion, which gives me a really good quality composite top, and then that's combined with further layers of carbon fibre and the tonewood core, which is shaped using a specialist machine I've got, which will hand carve to a pattern. That creates the actual internal shape of the instrument, which is then fitted into this carbon fibre composite shell. This has been a really interesting instrument to make. It's got a few little custom tweaks to it, which are nice. The piezo's, the complete white painted finish with the blue flake and the logo and the inlays, it's given it a one-of-a-kind look, which I think suits the Baritone. So it's been great working with Ben. It's been a really interesting project to do, and I really hope he uses it and gets the most out of it and creates some interesting music. If anyone's interested in Gust guitars, you can come along to my website, gustguitars.com. I've got a Facebook page as well. Just look out Gust Guitars on Facebook, and get in touch with me through those sites.